A very good morning. Today we are going to study about botanical nomenclature rules. So there are 8 main rules are there. So one by one today we are going to discuss. So here the first rule is a nomenclature type. So the nomenclature type is that constituent element, that is a specimen or a description or a figure of a taxon to which the name is permanently attached. This need not to be the most typical or a respective element, but is the original material on which the description of a taxon is based. So the following kinds of types of are recognized here. So first one is a holotype. Here specimen or a other element designated by the author or used by him as the nomenclatural type. So the second one is a isotype. In this is a duplicate of a holotype here, and the next is a sign type. When more than one specimen are cited by the author without mentioning which is the holotype, each specimen is designated as a sign type. So paratype. Specimens cited along with the holotype are designated as a paratypes. Next one is a lictotype. This is a substitute of a holotype when that is lost and is to be selected from the isotype. When no holotype was designated by the author, a specimen from the original material is selected to be the lictotype. Next, neotype. When the original material are missing, a new type is selected from original material. So the last is a topotype. Specimen of a species collected at the same locality as the holotype. So the nomenclature second rule is role of priority. So in the case of a family or a taxon, below the rank of a family, the earliest legitimate name should be considered as a valid or a correct. For this purpose, 1st May 1753 is taken as the earliest date for all plant excepting the fungi, some algae and the music other than the Spagnaceae. This means the name appearing in Linnaeus Species Plantarium are the earliest names for the purpose of consideration of the rule of priority. Those published earlier are not to be given priority here. So third rule is names of a taxa. So the name of a species is a binary combination consisting of the name of a genus followed by a single specific epithet. The name of a genus is a substitute in the singular subnumber. The specific epithet is an adjective and is of the same gender as the generic name or is a noun in opposition to the generic name. So the specific epithet must not exactly repeat the generic name here. So the name of a infra-specific taxon is the combination of the name of a species and an infra-specific epithet connected by a term denoting its rank. So the name of a genus or a taxa of a higher rank is spelled with a capital initial letter. So all specific and infra-specific epithets should be written with a small initial letter. Formerly, it was the custom to spell the epithets with a capital initial letter, where the epithets were derived from the names of a persons or were vernacular names or were former generic names. This is not followed at present. So the name of a family is derived from the name of a genus, which is the type of the family, the name of a subfamily, a tribe or a subtribe is derived from the name of a type genus belonging to that subfamily, tribe or a subtribe here. So this is the third rule here. So where we can see here endings of the name of a taxa above the rank of a genus should be in a manner noted below. So here the order ends with ales. For examples, roselles. So suborder is a in AC, in A, that is nothing but a Rosaceae. Family is a ACA, Rosaceae. Sub family is a Oideae, that is Rosidae. So tribe is a AC. So subtribe is in A. So a few family names, although not complying with the above rules, are treated as valid because of a long usage, such as few are there here. Alternative names given here. Pame. Pame nothing but a here. Arcaceae from a Arica. Arica. So Gramineae, that is Poaceae from Poa. Cruciferae. Cruciferae is nothing but a Brassicaceae from Brassica. Leguminosae, that is nothing but Fabaceae family. So from that Faba. Gutiferae, that is Colchiceo from Colacia. Umbelliferae, that is Apiaceae from Apum. Labitae, that is Laminaceae from Laminum. Compositae, that is Asteraceae from Aster. So these are alternative names here. So the next fourth rule is a effective and valid publication. It is also important rule here. Any printed matter when widely circulated is regarded as a effective published. It is sufficient if the printed matter is distributed at least to the botanical institutions, with libraries assembled to botanists generally. So the date of effective publication is the date on which the printed matter become available. Valid publication is the name of a new taxon is necessary to have it effectively published. To have a correct from and to be accompanied by the description or a diagnosis or a reference to a previously published description. For the name of a new taxon to be valid, it is necessary that the description or the diagnosis should be the in Latin form. So those published earlier to 1st Jan 1935 are considered valid even if the description or a diagnosis were not in Latin. In the case of algae, the date has been fixed as a 1st Jan 1958 instead of 1st Jan 1935. So in the case of recent algae, the Latin description or a diagnosis of a new taxon must be accompanied by an illustration of or a figure. So publication of a new name of the rank or family or a below on or after 1st January 1958 is not considered valid if the type is not indicated. The name of a taxon below the rank of a genus is not validly published unless the name of a genus or a species to which it is assigned is validly published here. So he who first validly published the name of a taxon is the author of that name. It is necessary to cite the name of the author after the name of a taxon. Right. So the fifth rule is retention of a specific and a infra-specific epithets. So when a species is transferred to another genus without change of a rank, the specific epithet must be retained. If the name of a genus is changed, being illegitimate, the binary combinations for all the species under that genus should be changed also, and in doing so the new generic name should be used retaining the older specific epithets. This rule applies equally to infraspecific taxa. A specific epithet is not illegitimate merely because it was originally published under an illegitimate generic name. It is to be taken into consideration for a purpose of priority. And the sixth rule is rejection of names. So the name is to be rejected if it is used in different senses and for that reason has become a source of error. So the name is to be rejected if it is based on a type consisting of a two or more entirely discordant element. The name is to be rejected also if it is based on a monstrosity. Right. So the seventh rule is splitting of a genus. When a genus is divided into two or more genera, the original generic name must be retained. For one of the smaller genera, which includes the type species of the undivided genus, this rule applies equally to cases of a division of a species. So the last rule is synonym and a basionym. So all names of a taxon other than the valid names are synonyms of that taxon. So when the name of a species or of an infraspecific taxon is changed, the synonym of which the epithet is to be taken for the valid name, if basionym for that taxon. So here these are main important rules for a botanical nomenclature.